Welcome to another episode of Overtime, the podcast that comes to you straight after the midweek charge. Interviews, recaps, and so much more with your host, Scott Talley.
Welcome to Overtime Podcast with Pastor Scott. Hey, we are here today. We're recapping last night as Wes Barker did a phenomenal job last night, just bringing the word to us from Philippians 1, 3 through 8. He went back to Acts. He looked at really just how the church in Philippi got started. We looked at Lydia, right? We looked at the slave girl who was demon possessed, and then we looked at the jailman and the blue collar worker, really what he was. And so we look at these three stories in light of Philippians 1, 3 through 8, and we see how everything just flows together. And I'll be honest, Wes Barker did a phenomenal job. Mr. West did a phenomenal job. But hey, I would be amiss if I did not start off this episode reminding you that this episode and every one of our episodes exists for the key purpose of you as a student or you as a parent to be fully equipped and recap the midweek service that happened last night. So that's why we do this every week, so you're fully informed and able to just come back and for a recap of just kind of what we discussed and hit the key points. So that is the main reason we do this every week on our Overtime Podcast. Also, here's my announcement for you is that we have AirPod Pros right here that are going to be given away on March the 24th to to a student. I mean, it's the only way around. The student's going to get it, but the way they're going to get it is this: is every time you bring a friend from now until then, you will be entered into the drawing. But on March 24th, for every friend that you bring as a student, your name will be entered in 5 times. That's right, 5 times. So we want you to go ahead and start inviting your friends. We'll also have our kickball tournament that night also. So please come out and be part of that. All right? These are AirPod Pros, and I'm beyond excited about that. All right. So last night, as I said, Wes Barker, Mr. Barker did a great job, and man, what just a great way for us to dive into this. But I will say that last night we looked at the word grace and the word community, okay? And how they play out in our student ministry and how they play out in our lives. You know, one of the key themes for us really in 2021 has been, may our ministry become a family. May our student ministry be built upon a family. May we be reaching out and caring for each other. May we be investing in fellow students. May we help hold each other accountable. And so our ministry is built on that family aspect right now. And so in light of that, last night, Wes he was very honest with us, which we needed. We needed another voice to kind of be honest with us. And one of the things that he shared was this, is that grace is what forms true community. The common grace that Paul and the Philippians experience binds them together into a community. And what Mr. Barker said last night was this, is that we right now, as Americans, we as Christians, we as a nation, we as CATC students, we need community. We need community more than ever right now. We need each other to help each other to grow. You know, and this aspect of what made the church of Philippi grow, it was the community they had. And Paul built that community. So when he talked to Lydia, when he talked to the slave girl, and when he talked to the jailman, right, he approached each of them with a different way. Why? Because he was building that community with them. He was building that conversation. He didn't come in condemning. He came in loving. He came in with grace. He came in with love. And that's what we need. And so as we think about community here in our student ministry, that's what we need right now. We need that community aspect of us showing grace to each other, us showing love to each other, us approaching each other in a way that says, you know what, hey, I need you more than ever. Which is the truest statement of all right now. Every one of us, we all are battling different things in our lives. But we don't get community from social media. We don't get community from chasing after all these other things. Right? All we get is a temporary pleasure, a temporary relationship, but nothing to last. Where we need to run to is to Jesus, number one, but after Jesus, we must run to a place in where we have a home, where we have a family, and that's CATC students. May we just connect, may we build a community network within our ministry that allows each of you to come in to that cafe, to have that relationship of hanging out with others, to build that relationship that we're not just in this just because I got to be there because my mom's making me come, but instead you're coming so that you can grow deeper in your walk with Christ, so that you can help others grow, but also you have friends who would give up anything and do anything to help you grow in Christ. So as I think about last night, and I gotta be honest, the main thing that stood out to me is we need community right now. We need it badly. So let me challenge you to find a way to build community here in our ministry. And the greatest way I can tell you is jump right in. Show up and be here, and we will help build that community. We want to help you build that community for you, all right? Hey, man, I'm thankful for each of you. I'm praying for each of you this every day and every week. And just a reminder to please just keep showing up and being here, because we want to build that community network. March 24th, again, at AirPod Pros. And hey, we're excited to see you on Sunday. You guys have a great rest of your week. All right, bye.
Thank you for listening to Overtime. Join us again next Thursday. This has been a production of CATC students in Orlando, Florida.